started for me like when I first graduated from college. I went to a nuclear facility back home, and I was making like $16, $17 an hour. Hated it, absolutely hated it. Absolutely, actually, when it was time for me to I got laid off. I celebrated. Like I literally screamed, "Thank you, Lord," in the elevator whenever she told me she had to lay me off due to like budget cuts. And at that very moment, I realized money is not a motivator for me. It has to be some sort of passion behind it. And that just started me on my journey. The first thing I jumped into trying to do was I did a prom glam suite. I said, when I went to prom, my dad paid for me to have like this ultimate spa um, spa day. So my day of prom, I was in Florence at the spa getting pampered. And I said, where I'm from, that's not something girls are like. It's not accessible to them. So I wanted to create that. So I put together this concept of a prom glam suite. I made my own flyers. I did my own promo. I acquired my own facility with the help of a beautiful spirit back home in Bennettsville named Cricket. She allowed me to use her salon, which is actually one of the nicest salons in Bennettsville. Her daughter Bianca, I got in touch with Kiki. I met Kiki in high school, and now she moved to college. She went to South Carolina State. Her and Bianca both went to South Carolina State. She went to South Carolina State and she had started doing makeup. So I said, hey, I'm gonna pull her for the makeup. So I got her on board. And then I reached out to this other girl. I can now remember her name, but she did nails for me. So I had hair, makeup, and nails. A one-stop shop. You could come get all of that done in one day. I think I had a DJ and I made cake pops. At that time, it was a big deal for me. No one was really like fucking with the cake pops. So I made cake pops and a whole bunch of other little like appetizers for the girls to have when they came. I went to the high school. I set up a table there and walked around and told the girls about what was going on. Nobody was really that interested. Nobody was really that interested. I ended up getting a young lady from Columbia. Her mom brought her all the way down from Columbia the day of her prom to go through my prom glam suite, and she had the best prom experience ever. So I touched one person I know for sure with that event. I didn't make much money, barely broke even, put a lot of effort and money into it. That was the first venture I tried, epic fail. But it was worth it because I learned a lot. Then I went and I did my first art gallery. I got in touch with a few local artists. A lot of them went to Georgia State, and I pulled together this nice nice little gallery. I found this facility where they used TV set furniture in the loft. So it was set up. The couch took up like 2 walls. It was huge and it was blue. It was the same couch from the game. So I had that couch. I had chairs on the wall that were sitting on the wall. There was a bed that floated. It was hanging from the ceiling. It just had such dope places in it for you to take pictures. So that's why I wanted it, because I figured if I give people a reason to take pictures, they'll take pictures and talk about the event. Well, people took pictures, but they didn't talk about the event as much. People came out. It was a nice event. I did it as a collaborative. As I said, this time around, one thing I learned is I need to allow other people to help me promo. So I did that. It was better than I thought it was going to be. The lesson I learned from the first one was don't spend all your money. So with this one, the painters who decided to participate in the event, they had to pay for their spots. And in them paying for the spots, I took that money to pay for the space and to pay for the hors d'oeuvres that were being served there. So I really didn't have to spend much money. It was actually a free event for me. I just had to pull it all together, and I pulled it together with this young lady by the name of Kiara Noel. She paints. You may have seen a few of her paintings in a few of my other videos, but she's a really dope painter. She's in Korea right now, but that was my second little entrepreneurial venture. And then after that, I took a break. I was like, I'm spending money. I'm not getting the success that I want. What am I doing wrong here? And I had to sit down and say, D, that stuff, it was stuff that you were interested in, but it wasn't things that you were actually passionate about. And what I know I'm good at is I know I'm good at talking. I know I'm good at getting people to talk to me. I'm good at sharing information that I've learned. So I said, I'm going to start a podcast. At this time, not a lot of people had podcasts. I was a fan of podcasts. I was listening to The Read's podcast. That was like one of my favorite podcasts at the time, The Read. So I said, what can I call it? And I'm a big proponent of asking questions. People tell me that now, like, yo, you ask a lot of questions. And I ask questions and I tell people that's how I learn. I ask. What I don't know, I ask about. So I said I want a podcast dedicated to asking questions and questioning narratives that have been given to us and handed down to us. So that's what According to Who is all about. And I started According to Who with a young lady by the name of Kayla. And I really only brought her in because I was afraid to get up there and talk by myself. So I brought her in. It worked out for a little while, and then life got heavy on her and she wasn't able to participate anymore. And as a result, I kind of slowed up with my releases. After that, I began the podcast doing it by myself. And then I said, you know what? I can do it by myself, but I can also invite people on as guests. So I invited 2 people on. I would invite one person on, just different people to come in and just give like a different take. And it turned out to be pretty cool. And I've been sticking with that since 2016. I've been doing my own podcast called According to Who. I built my own website. I made my own logo. I purchased my own LLC for Strikeout ENT. I do my own promo videos. I cut, I edit, I film. I do all of that shit by myself, and that comes from a lack of, for a better word, a lack of trust in others, because I hate to give something that I'm passionate about to other people for them to just fuck it up. So I just rather do it myself. But I'm trying to allow other people to come into that space and help me with certain things. But right now I'm focusing on According to Who, and I've been focused on According to Who for the past 3 years. It's not easy. And I know you guys have probably watched a lot of videos talking about it, but it's not easy. And I would strongly encourage you to do something that you're passionate about. Do something that comes natural and easy to you. Do something that you actually enjoy doing and that you would do for free. Because you will go through bouts of time where things aren't going the way you want them to go. And you need that passion to be there to keep propelling you forward. Because if it's something you're not passionate about, it's easy for you to quit on it. But if it's something that you have a true passion about and that you enjoy doing, you're not even looking for the reward. Get started now, welcome failure, and do something you're passionate about. You're going to fail, but in failure comes a lesson. And you won't make it again because you're spending your money. And when you're spending your money, you tend not to make stupid mistakes twice because you can't afford it. So